in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
welcome to the latest Elite FPL podcast with myself, Stevo, and Jason. Hello there, Jason.
Hello there. Hey guys, how's it going?
Right then, so straight away, I'm sure people will notice that Stevo's looking a bit brighter, a bit more cleaner, and more importantly, more in HD.
Not any better looking though, is he, guys?
Yeah, Jason kindly sent me his old webcam, his lighting system, everything. I still had to pay for it, but I'm very grateful, and it's amazing, Jason. I can only thank you for. I mean, it's nothing up to your setup at your place, but for what we've got, from what we've come from, straight away we've got a subscriber.
Yeah.
I can hear that. Who was it, Jason?
I didn't get the name.
This is what the Elite FPL is all about. Two lads having fun. But no, in all seriousness, this is our predictor, season predictor. And this time last year, we weren't even on YouTube. It was me and Dan doing this on a Zoom app on our mobile phones. Now we're doing it on a laptop with lighting, HD camera. Jason, where he lives, it's extraordinary, and we're broadcasting to quite literally hundreds of people. It's amazing. Breaking news, we passed the 1,300 mark. FPL Buna, one of our regulars, tweeted out that if we hit 1,500, Jason is going to be triple captaining Kane, if he owns him, on game week 1. Jason, are you a bit fearful that we'll hit 1,500 on Friday?
No, we're not going to hit 1,500. I mean, looking at our analytics, we're not going to hit 1,500. I mean, that's just a bit too much in 40, and just over just under 48 hours. Nah, I'm safe. Don't worry, I'm safe.
Well, the challenge has just been set. Now, in all seriousness, it's our predictor. Not predictor game. I keep calling it the predictor game. I'm so thinking about tomorrow, but this is our season predictor podcast, and myself and Jason, we are going to be predicting what's going to be happening this season, all things fantasy football. I put up the topics in the Discord. To run through it quite quickly, we're going to be predicting the top 4, the 3 relegated teams, the top goal scorer, top assister, teams to be pushing for the top 6, teams to avoid, how the promoted teams will do, how will the Europa League affect Wolves, who will be the best signing from outside the Premier League that's just joined from an FPL perspective, the best underpriced FPL asset, who you think's overpriced, and more importantly, what we're most looking forward to. Before we get to the guys in chat, Jason, just a bit of real life football news that'll be interesting. Straight away, apparently Lukaku is on the verge of joining Inter Milan. Are you happy about that as a United fan?
Yeah, I think Lukaku's happy about it. United fans are happy about it. I think it's almost a done deal. I think they're just going through the final stages of the agreement now. I think that going forward, United will be better without Lukaku, and focusing on Rashford and Martial and Greenwood. If he can get some decent minutes, I'm backing him to have a good season this year. Hopefully, all well and good. But yeah, the guys in chat have been alive and kicking for quite some time. Some people were here right well before the kickoff. I'm talking about you, Sultan Saeed, and FPL House, Kieran Rogers. We've got Brew in chat as well. We've got One Rovers Vlogs, who said he's absolutely buzzing for another stream. I think it's because of the break that we had from Stevo's morning stream yesterday to today. I think people are, kind of looked forward to having us on air again, Stevo. This time we're not going to be just talking about rate my teams. We're going to be talking about predictions this upcoming season, and where we feel the teams are going to finish up in the top 4 and relegation positions. We've got Carl Kirsten, Emilian in chat, Ramsey Sinclair, Thomas Holden. Who do we think starts up top for Chelsea? Thomas says. I'm going to go with Tammy Abraham. What about you, Stevo?
Yeah, it seems that Tammy Abraham appears to be the favoured choice. So yeah, even though I would go personally with Giroud just because of his Premier League experience, but it seems that Abraham is the main man for Chelsea.
Cool. We got VAR in chat. We've got Tarek Ozan in chat. We've got Clement Leroux, the infamous Clement Leroux, 200-pointer. Alexander Todorov. We've got so I think I said Chaban, but welcome again, Chaban, to the stream. And a lot of the usual faces. Vish is in chat. United needs to sign Bruno. I know. We do need to sign someone like Bruno. It's getting close though. It's getting close to the end of the deadline. It's getting closer to the deadline every second that ticks by. So we've got Football Fan in chat. Geordie Kev says, have a wicked podcast. Thank you ever so much. You can't make it this morning. You're on your way to Graph. No worries, Geordie. Hopefully you watched the replay.
You can join me tomorrow morning, Kev.
There you go. Steve-O's doing a podcast tomorrow morning. Exclusive. Zulu Ninja's in chat. Alex Volo, our designer of thumbnails, all things thumbnails, guys. Go and we've tweeted him out a few times. Go and give him some love on Twitter. He's awesome for what he does for us. He's amazing. Ari Hiroki's in chat. Ryan Seachern is in chat. G Wiz is in chat. I'm not going to call it Final Fantasy Scout. Fantasy Football Scout moderator. We've got Ryan0605. FPL Buna's in chat. Triple tasking. No. Don't have to worry about that. Yes. We've got Daily Llama, another one of our moderators in chat, and plenty more people. Shane McGuinness, and more. Dereko's here as well. Thanks. Nice to see you guys. If I missed your name out, I'll get to you later on, I'm sure. But yeah, without any further ado, Stuvo, shall we get to the main topic?
Yeah. For anybody in chat, simply put, the main protocol for this stream will be this. Myself and Jason will predict what we're thinking, and then hopefully you guys will join in with us, and Jason will read out what you guys are thinking for each category. So we'll kick it off straight away. Simply put, Jason, who do you think, number one, will win the Premier League, and then who the rest of the top four will be? Go for it, mate. Who's it going to be?
Okay, well, it won't come to any surprise to anybody probably that I think that Man City will have another great season. I think with KDB being fit, touch wood, he's going to really explode this year and be back to his usual best. And I think that Man City are going to win it by a larger margin than last season. And second place, I've gone with, and Booner's going to like this, I've gone with Tottenham.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, I just think Tottenham, I got a feeling about them. I think they're going to do really well this season, and I think they can just pip Liverpool for that second place spot. I think Booner's just tipped us £2 after hearing me say that. Zaha. There we go. Zaha is apparently essential, world-class player. Handed a transfer notice in, a transfer request in, I believe, today. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens to him. And then Liverpool third place, and then behind Liverpool, I was thinking a toss-up between Arsenal and United. And again, I think much like Tottenham, I think United's season is going to be much improved. So I think United are going to get the fourth spot just from Arsenal, purely because they're going to leak goals. Arsenal are going to have no issue scoring, but I think they're going to have an issue keeping goals out of their own net. Typical Man United fan. Ryan Seachern in chat. No. I'm entitled to my opinion. I'm not saying United are going to win the league. I'm saying that we're going to come fourth behind Liverpool. So, this isn't a biased opinion right now. So yeah, Man City, Tottenham, Liverpool, Man United. That's how I see the league ending at the end of the season. Be interested to hear what you guys think about that. I think Buna would take that. So yeah, Steve-O, what do you think that what's your top four predictions for this season?
Well, we're both disagreeing with who's going to win it.
Okay.
Straight away. And what I will tell everybody in chat now is that after we've done when we've come through everything, we will be taking your calls afterwards regarding your predictions for the season as well. So like I said, we're kind of getting away from the Rate My Teams tonight, and we'll take your calls after the protocol of all this. But yes, I predicted it last year, and they let me down by 1 point.
No,
I'm going with Liverpool.
No.
The reasoning the reasoning why there's something about Jurgen Klopp which seems to tell me that he seems to learn from his mistakes from the season before and acts on it, and then the following season he does really well with it. For example, the Champions League, you got all the way to the final, they lost. Last season they got all the way to the final, they won. This season, just like last season, the Premier League, they missed out by 1 point or whatever it was, or 2 points. And I think that it was games where they decided to drop some players. They're more better players and everything. And I think this season, with Man City potentially going to be concentrating on Champions League a bit more, I think Klopp's going to pip them. It's so tight to call, but when you know you have to pick a team, I've gone with Liverpool. It'd be no surprise that I've gone with Man City coming second. Tottenham, I've gone with third. I think they are the best of the rest. Fourth spot, I honestly, it is quite literally down between. Oh,
United, isn't it? It's got to be United.
No, I've gone with Chelsea. Your face. I honestly, it was almost like picking a name out of the hat, and Chelsea came up trumps.
Okay.
I can't call it, but the main reasoning is that, I mean, there's news today. I mean, again, I don't know if you heard about David Luiz not turning up for training. He's almost been banned from training. I think pushing a move for Arsenal.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, it's very interesting.
So is there upset in the camp? I don't know. I think you may have potentially persuaded me to go with Man U, but I'm going to stick with my choice. I'm going to go with Chelsea. I think there's
Can I just ask, Steve-o, whereabouts, just out of curiosity now, and I don't know if you guys with headphones, because I wear headphones and I wear like these really good headphones. But where is your microphone at the moment, Steve-o? Whereabouts is it located?
Just to my right. Just literally, it's not in front of me.
It just feels like you're talking from a slight distance away from the microphone. That's all.
It's literally to my right, like there.
Okay.
So
okay.
I would put it in front of me, but it's just so annoying it doesn't matter.
Okay, no worries.
But
okay, so the bottom three then, shall we discuss?
Yeah, let's just go straight to the bottom three.
Okay.
I'll go first. I mean, it'd be no surprise with these three. I'm going to go with Norwich, Sheffield United, and Newcastle. I just think Steve Bruce is just the most uninspiring signing as a manager ever. Looking at his stats and his history, it is just diabolical. I agree with what Aussie Boy said yesterday about the fact that Rafa Benitez, and a lot of people, Rafa Benitez was the guy that held that defence together. And I just think Steve Bruce is just not good enough to hold these. I think they're a better team. I think the teams that are around them are better to stay up. And I think that, it'd be those three.
Norwich, Sheffield United, and Newcastle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got exactly the same. What order?
Oh, I mean,
I'm going Newcastle bottom. I'm going Newcastle solid bottom of the table with Sheffield United with Sheffield United just above and Norwich above them.
Oh, I'd probably go Norwich bottom, Newcastle second from bottom, and then Sheffield United.
Oh, right, okay.
So,
there we go.
But no, you're going exactly the same either way. Just of interest then, just straight away, what are people thinking in chat regarding the top four and even relegation?
Okay, so Hick76 says Liverpool, Man City, Spurs, Man United. Okay, another one that thinks United can finish fourth place. Champions League football, that'd be nice. We've got FPL Buna thinks City are going to win it. Spurs second, the same as me. Liverpool and then Leicester in fourth place. Leicester, of course, looking to be a bit of a dark horse again. We all know what happened in 2016. Sorry, Jason, but I think Man United finished sixth, says Hammer Dave in chat. Man City have strengthened, says Chaban. Liverpool haven't. Absolutely, I agree with that. There's a bit of fresh faces, a bit of fresh legs in that Man City team. And I think that they've got much stronger team than Liverpool. I think all Liverpool need to have is a bad injury to Mohamed Salah, and that could completely throw them out of even second place. I mean, they could even finish third or fourth if they have one or two bad injuries to some of their key players. Van Dijk, he could, God forbid anything happened to him. could it upset the balance of the Liverpool defence? We've got to consider these things. Last night it was Granville's team that was weird. Then this night it's Stevo's predictions, says Daily Llama in chat.
Actually, well, I don't really want to be talking about another podcast, but they are the reasoning why I do. One of the reasons why I do podcasting when it comes to talking fantasy football. And I watched their show last night, and I was genuinely flabbergasted at their team selections. If you want to go watch the Fantasy Football Scouts podcast, you carry on. But I was just flabbergasted. It looked not. You know how we're used to the Elite FPL template team, which is basically what my team is going to be. Their team are nothing like it whatsoever, especially when you see players like Montoya of Brighton. There were other various random players which I was just like, I've never even considered any of these. So yeah, very, very interesting selections.
There was a few punts. I'll give them that. So we got Diabala to Spurs, says Simeon Batchelor in chat.
Yes.
Yeah, good. There's all massive rumours at the moment with Spurs and Manchester United. Apparently everyone's going to sign everyone. Stevo Speaks the Truth, says Zulu Ninja in chats. And also Basker Bora says Man City going to win. So does Miles Smith. And Boreas says no way Chelsea. No way. And Shano83 agrees with you about that top four. So yeah, we've got a few differing opinions here. We've got Anurag in chat. Anurag saying Liverpool, Man City, Spurs, Arsenal to beat United. It's a fourth place. We'll go on to our top scoring players a bit later on, and I'll give you my ideas of that. But yeah, could definitely be Arsenal. I think Arsenal are going to score a lot of goals this season. Was that someone saying did someone say I was clueless? I'm sure I just read Jason Clueless, but I can't find it now. I can't find it now.
I do remember when me and Dan did a prediction for, I think it may have been the 2017-18 season. It may have been that. He's in chat now. I'm sure he'll correct me. Hello, Dan. But basically, he said when Lukaku joined Man United and I think Morata joined Chelsea, I said that Lukaku will outscore Morata quite comfortably, and Dan said it would be Morata that does really well. I think Lukaku went on to score 26 goals for United, and Morata scored about 10 for Chelsea. That'll be something to look back on because you can do it in HD now. That book is all brand new.
There we go. Hang on. Zoom in. Oh wow, we can actually see it. Look at that, guys.
Yeah, you can actually read it.
Wow, unbelievable.
So this is all going to be reflected on, I'm sure, at the end of next season after about 1,000 podcasts that we do. But yeah, just a quick thoughts on people's relegations, Jason, before we move on.
So bottom three, Sheffield United. Beef Bully says Sheffield United. She's got Norwich at 19th place, and then Brighton. Interestingly, Brighton in 18th. So Brighton, Norwich, and Sheffield United, says Beef Bully. Interesting. Anyone else? Norwich will surprise you all. Be in the top 15. Watch. Okay. Ari Hiroki. I always struggle to say his name. So any other relegation predictions here? Here we go. Brew says Norwich, Sheffield United, Burnley going down. Burnley. Steve, how do you feel about that?
Well, ironically, it's the first time I think we'll be okay. It'll probably be the first time we actually get relegated, but I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be fine.
Nuno Santo, I don't know if this is a troll comment, probably. Bournemouth apparently are going to get relegated according to Nuno Santo. So obviously a candidate for being one of the most surprising teams this year could definitely get relegated. Yep.
We're talking of Bournemouth. They've just signed on loan Harry Wilson from Liverpool, and that's an interesting thing. I'm assuming he's been brought in for David Brooks, who's injured for a foreseeable future. So that'd be an interesting, considering how well he did at Derby last year. That would be very, very interesting indeed. But you just mentioned a few minutes ago that the simple question is, who do you think the top goal scorer is for the Premier League next season?
For me, the top scorer this season, or the upcoming season, will be Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
I've gone the other North London team. I've gone Kane. Tell us why Aubameyang. That's really interesting.
I think like I've been talking about Arsenal, like I really do think that they're going to score some serious goals this season with Pepe now being in that team with Lacazette and Ceballos and Ozil. They got a lot of potential to get serious goals, and I'm going to go with Aubameyang.
You're not worried? I was thinking Aubameyang possibly, but are you not worried that maybe like Man City, they may spread the goals more now with the people that you've just mentioned, i.e. Pepe, Lacazette, Ceballos now coming in?
There will be goals shared, but I just think Aubameyang is the standout goal scorer for me in that team. I think it'll be interesting what Dan actually says Aubameyang as well. He agrees. So yeah, I've just got a feeling that Aubameyang is going to score serious goals. And we're talking about the early wild card. For those people that have got premium strikers in that can switch to Aubameyang, game week 2 onwards, I think that these people could be ahead of a big curve this season.
Well, I'm agreeing with FPL Buna and quite a lot of people. Well, a lot of people are pretty much going with Aubameyang and Kane. I'm going Kane. I think, but if Kane stays fit for the whole season, I think that he's going to be back to his best. I think we're talking. Oh, I reckon he could be up in the high 20s again. I reckon 25 plus goals. I think the fact that Ndombele's there, he's the main man for Tottenham. He's going to play every single game. He ain't going to be moving anywhere other than just staying up front. Although the other day, as Buna did point out, that with Dele Alli not on the pitch, it looked like Moura was pushing more further forward than Kane. But I think Kane is going to be that man. I think he's going to kick off the season with 2 goals against Aston Villa. I don't know why, it's just in my head. But
so Kane's going to be in your team come game week 1 then, yeah?
No. No, I can't afford to get in Kane. I think he. I had a draft. In fact, I know I had a draft that had Kane and Wesleyan.
Right.
But the problem is that it just kind of meant me sacrificing other spots on the team, and I didn't like it whatsoever. But I could go back to it. Who knows? Because I do like having a premium forward up top for my teams, and it does feel a bit weird not having a premium forward. Well, there's a lot of people, like you said, agreeing with them. There's a few Salahs in there, but I think we'll go into the more harder question that a lot of people aren't going to be able to predict, really, is, top assister. Who do you think that top assister will be, Jason? It's tough. It's very, very...
No. Okay, go on then.
I'm going with... Again, it's the classic line if he stays fit all season, but I'm going to have to go Kevin De Bruyne. He's proven it every year. Double-digit returns when it comes to assists.
I was just... You beat me to that one. I can't go the same as you. So... I was going to say Kevin De Bruyne, and I've even got him in my team. I've been speaking up KDB for so long over the last week or so now, and some interesting ones, guys. Help me out. Who should I go? Trent? No.
I like Ryan Seashan's comment. Steve, are playing mind games with Kane. You'll see Aubameyang and his team come deadline. I was actually contemplating Aubameyang this morning. Actually, interestingly enough. Thanks to the Skypecast. I was genuinely thinking some people go Pogba. Pepe's an interesting one. Alex Summerson with Ozil. Sissoko from Brew. Sterling's a nice pick. Fraser, I don't think Fraser's going to have the greatest season like he did last year. I think he'll do well, but not like he did last year. Yeah, a lot of Pepe talk here.
Yeah, this is an hard one. I don't. Okay. I'm gonna go with Ryan Fraser.
Ryan Fraser, wow. Just in answer to Theo's question, have you got a new camera? Yeah, for everybody that's just joined us now, I have a new HD camera. I have no idea what I look like, so to speak, on the screen until I actually bring it up. And hopefully Jason, he should have done a good job with me, but I think all HD now. It's fantastic. It's thank you to Jason basically for sending me all the stuff down with that. Straight into now this is the interesting one from a fantasy football perspective. I think this is more interesting because this is where we could potentially get some bargains. And the simple question is this. So, teams to be pushing for that top 6. So, I'm talking 5th place, 6th place, 7th place, and maybe dislodging the likes of Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea. I mean, FPL Buna has already said Leicester. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I'm thinking Everton, Leicester, maybe West Ham. I think these are the teams that potentially you guys, or we should all be looking at when it comes to. I mean, everybody is pouring in with Leicester.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I think I agree with Matthew in chat. I think Wolves again will have a good season, a really strong season. But like we had the poll earlier on in Discord, and we'll go through the community votes shortly.
of course,
we'll go through the community votes. So in the Discord community, we have got a favourable Leicester being top with Everton behind. In fact, it's in order actually. Leicester, Everton, West Ham being those key teams to perform well. I think Wolves are going to be another team, and Bournemouth as well. I think these teams are going to be finishing well into the top half of the table and pushing for Europa. Paul Gray, interesting. Paul Gray says Watford. Maybe I mean Watford is always a weird one. They start the season like lightning and then they just drop off a little bit. Daniel Jarman says Brighton. But yeah, overwhelming amount of people are saying Everton, Leicester in chat.
Yeah, it's Bright. Interestingly, talking of Brighton, it's some of the points that some of our Swedish friends, FPL Defender and Papa Smurf, were telling us about regarding a Graham Potter and the fact that it's Graham Potter that's in charge, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And the fact that, in fact, I'll refer. Dan will like this. I'll refer to my I can do this now. Everybody can. I'll refer to my guide. Not that I've read it apart from the Burnley bit, but yes, Graham Potter. I think to be honest with you, he's supposed to be a really, really good manager. He did wonders for some team in Sweden. I'm not going to pretend that I know much about him, but Brighton. Someone's just mentioned here, Hammer Dave mentioning Southampton. I think Southampton and Brighton could be real dark horses to do really well based on the managers of what they did in their former clubs in the Bundesliga and the Swedish league. I think that they could do really, really well, which the complete opposite links us into teams to avoid this season from a fantasy football perspective. And I'd like to hear the chat's thoughts on this. So teams to avoid, and I'm going with Newcastle, but also Crystal Palace. I think just two teams just to step away.
Yeah, definitely. Two teams that I've not even thought about getting any players in from. Those two teams. I haven't looked at any Brighton players. I know some people have got Trossard, Murray in their team. I'm not looking at Brighton myself at this stage, or Sheffield United being another one. These teams I don't see any value in at the moment for fantasy football.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. I mean, again, comments in there. Mickey Number, keep away from Bournemouth.
Oh
wow, that'll screw me when I've got double Bournemouth in my team. But Ian Rose there with avoid Newcastle, Palace, Norwich.
Well, I disagree with Ian Rose. I think come like second half of the season when Norwich's fixtures start to ease, we know a little bit more how they're playing in the Premier League. They've got some really potent attackers, and I looked at Pukki, and unfortunately before the fixtures got released, I was contemplating Pukki being in my team, but maybe, who knows, come the second half of the season, we could consider a few Norwich players. You never know.
Just had some breaking news from Simon Batchelor. Tierney to Arsenal is a done deal, just confirmed apparently. Really? So I hope to think that is official news. We'll find out soon anyway. So yeah, there we are. Breaking news: Tierney has gone to Arsenal. Dan, I know you're in chat. Just quickly saying there, finally it's done, over the line. Interesting. How much do you reckon Tierney will be in there for Arsenal? What do you reckon? 5.5?
I'm going to go 5.5. Yeah, I think 5.5 is a safe round number for the likes of Tierney. Yeah.
Paul Gray coming in with a void Leicester. No chance. Well, more importantly, talking of the promoted teams, how do you think the promoted teams will do next season, Jason?
Sorry?
How do you think the promoted teams will do next season?
Not very well.
That's all you've got to say.
That's my analysis right there. To be honest, it's one of those where it's hard to come into the Premier League from the Championship, and it's all about the players they bring in, and I'm just not convinced that they've brought in any players that really are going to solidify their teams and be able to adapt to the Premier League. I think Villa. Yeah, Daily Lama says Villa. I think Villa may just survive. And like I said, the bottom three being Newcastle, Sheffield United, and Norwich. I just don't see him. Just don't see him staying in the league. So yeah, that's how I feel. What about you? What about you, Steve? Come on, give me a more in-depth analysis.
It's not going to be an in-depth analysis, but what I will say is that basically, I think all three will start off pretty well. I think they're going to go for it. I think that I reckon Norwich could surprise us on Friday evening. I think that we all think that logically that Liverpool will win by 3-4 goals. I think it could be a lot tighter. I'm not going to be telling you my prediction. You'll find that tomorrow evening what I'm going to be predicting. But I think that could be a lot tighter than what people think. I think that Norwich could do really, really well. I think the promoted teams could do really, really well to start with. We're all going to be overlooking their assets for obvious reasons. I think most people here are agreeing that Aston Villa are the best of the three. That's really mainly based on the fact they spent about £3 billion on a new squad, basically. How will that affect the team overall? All trying to gel together.
I don't know. I disagree with you, Steve-O. I think Norwich are going to get pummeled Friday night. I think it's going to be a reality check for Norwich City in the Premier League against one of the most potent attacks in the Premier League. We've got who was it just said in chat about Matthew Stitt, mate, they beat Barcelona 4-0 at home. You think it's going to be tight? Yeah, I think Norwich are going to try to keep Liverpool out, but I think it's going to be a huff and a puff, and I think Norwich's wall's going to get blown down.
Well, talking of wind, weather, etc., the weather's going to be horrific on Friday evening. So it's not going to be a nice sunny evening, everybody welcoming. It's going to be a miserable, horrible, rainy day up in Liverpool. I'm telling you now, and I think it's going to be a tighter game than what people think. But no, I think they'll start off really well, and then they'll just dip off, a bit like what Huddersfield did in their first season. They did pretty well, and then they just slumped like mad because they just can't keep up with everybody around. But talking of promoted teams, but from the season before, we've already mentioned them. It's Wolves. How do you think they're going to cope with Europa League? I personally think they'll actually be okay. I think with the experience that they've got in that team, I think that Wolves will do really, really well. Although I think on the opening day, they're probably going to lose, whatever, against Leicester. They've got like a 6,000-mile round trip. It's just absolutely crazy. But I think Wolves will be okay. I think they're going to end up about between 8th and 10th, really, 10th, 11th spot. I think that'll be a good season. And I think actually they'll go quite far in the Europa League as well if they avoid some of the bigger teams in the qualifying round, in the third round.
Do you think they'll finish above Southampton?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because you were saying that Southampton could do well. I think Wolves. They're obviously gonna suffer in a way being in Europa, and they're going to be travelling a lot. Don't think it's going to be too much of a detriment. I think that, like you said, I think safe bet 10th, 11th place is that seems a bit. I know there's so many teams that are going to be pushing, like Leicester City, Everton. They're going to be really, really pushing for those 7th, 6th, 5th place. There's going to be a bit of a battle. This is going to be an interesting season where you're going to get a massive fight for those Europa places, and I think Wolves could finish 7th.
Really?
I think they could. If they, again, it's another one of those about injuries, isn't it? If they can go through the season without having key players injured, then I think they can finish as high as 7th. Yeah.
Wow. Here's a nice question from Hammer Dave. Who do we think the first manager to get sacked will be? Well, I heard this. This isn't my words, but I just agree. I think the Aston Villa manager, I'm assuming that is Dave Smith. Let's refer to my notes. Thank you to 442 for my notes here. But I'm Dean Smith. I'm going to be going with him. I think the fact they've spent this amount of money, I think their owners are going to be thinking, look, you need to keep us up, and then let's just say by Christmas or whatever they're sinking. And it looks like they're going to be relegated. They may go into panic mode. And I believe a certain Martin O'Neill is now available after being sacked from Nottingham Forest before the season starts. So it could be Martin O'Neill back at the helm at Villa Park. But I agree. I think Dean Smith. What about you, Jason? Who do you think could be sacked?
Well, it's the ever popular Steve Bruce. I just think that he'll be, by the time Christmas comes, I think he'll be under a lot of pressure if he's still there. I think, to be honest, I think he may not even last to Christmas if they have a bad run of form. I just look at that Newcastle team and I just see a lot of struggle in it. And I think a few people in chat are agreeing with me, that Bruce 100% says Cameron Rawcliffe. Anurag says Bruce. Hodgson says Steve Harris. That could be. That's another good shout. Really, that's a really good shout actually. Palace, obviously, if they lose Zaha, they've lost Wan-Bissaka. Wow. Ole to crash first on the wheel, says Nigel in chat. No, Ole's staying for 10 years. He's not going anywhere. Newcastle will do well, says One Rovers Vlogs. Not a good squad. Yeah, but I'm going to go with. I think Ashley doesn't sack his FPL mechanic. I just think Bruce will be gone. Honestly, I do.
We've got some breaking news here. Everton have signed. They finally signed this Sadiba from Monaco. I don't know much about him. Albert Nogawa is saying that Coleman now not 100% nailed. I read that he was a centre back. This Bieber, I'm not sure. And also we had someone say that Kama Marassa has actually signed now for Crystal Palace. That was from Sparky. So Crystal Palace have signed.
Okay, we've got a confirmation that City signed Cancelo.
He's now signed, has he? Cancelo. Yeah. Oh wow. Right. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's half an hour old, that news. Yeah. I haven't refreshed it, to be honest with you.
Also, I saw this. Someone made a point about, who was it? Damn, I missed it. There was another transfer that I'd written down here. No, it's gone. Damn, it's gone. Someone's just written about it, and it's gone past me now. But it was another piece of news which had come through. No, it's gone. Sorry, whoever that was, but someone else had broken some transfer news. But it doesn't matter. But just a quick one, Jason. Dybala looking like he's going to be joining Chelsea, Tottenham.
Yeah, obviously the link. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. I mean, it's still up in the air for me. I mean, do Tottenham need him? And do they need? I mean, obviously United were linked to him quite closely with the whole Lukaku debacle, but I think that I'm still waiting. I'm not convinced it's going to go. So Simeon says it's going to go. He's going to say Simeon says it's trust him. It's going to go through.
Yeah.
Brew says Brew, a Tottenham fan. Brew says I don't think so. Lo Celso at Spurs. Yeah, could be good. What price do you think Lo Celso is going to be, Steve-O?
The Celso? You mean, who's that? You mean You mean Cancelo? Surely. I see here from the story. I'm assuming you mean Cancelo. Who the hell's
Sorry. Cancelo. It's because I'm reading Lo Celso in chat. Sorry.
Yeah, he's going to be he's going to be 6.5. You would think. I would think 6. Wasn't Mendy 6 last season for Man City when he first started? So yeah, I think he's going to be 6 personally. Someone making a very valid point here. There's going to be so much rotation now. Between Walker and Cancelo, Coleman, Sidibe, Angelino, Zinchenko, Mendy, Trent Alexander-Arnold Gomez. Well, that's fantasy football for us. You've got to have the squad, and this is why I'm still breaking my own personal rule of not having a playing defender in my team. I'm still breaking that rule. I just have this gut feeling, and there's that word, or as Daily Llama keeps saying. It's one of those where it's my belly that's telling me, make sure you get that playing defender in your team because you're only going to regret it. I just have this feeling that I could. But anyway, that aside, we'll get on to the next. Now, this is the interesting question. It'd be interesting to hear people in chat. And also, Danny Welbeck to Watford. What are your thoughts? I mean, Dan is in chat. I mean, what are your thoughts on Danny Welbeck to Watford?
I mean, if there's ever a time for Danny Welbeck to resurrect his career, it's now, isn't it? If he's going to go to Watford, he's got to get minutes. He's got to get goals. He's got to get his confidence back up. Can he do it? I don't know. I'm not. It's not blowing me away, and I'm not going to be. He's not on my He's not on my radar at all. Sparky says in chat, sick note.
Yeah.
Welbeck is injured still, I guess, is Alexander in chat. I mean, what does Dan say? Welbeck is, Deeney is old, so a good replacement. Yeah, it could be a good replacement. I haven't seen Welbeck play. I don't know if anyone in chat's seen him play for so long. I mean, I don't know if he's still got the speed, the pace. We don't even know if he's still got the touch. Is he still Premier League quality? Question mark. What do you guys in chat think? Steve-O, what do you think? Is he still Premier League quality? Is he going to have the pace? Is he going to have the legs to last? I mean, he's been injured a lot for Arsenal. He's not shone under Emery at all. He's been injured. So what's your thoughts of him at Watford? I mean, do you think
it's just one of those for me? I don't care. I honestly... If he was to sign for Burnley, for example, I'd just be thinking, how much wages are we paying for him? We don't need him. We don't need a player like this. I think he's somebody that needs to resurrect his career. I don't think Watford's the best. I think maybe he should have gone to maybe a championship team. And, someone like an attacking team like Bristol City or something like that, Brentford even, or I don't know, some attacking team in the championship, prove that he's still got it. And then maybe then Watford take a punt on him, but I just think that he won't flame.
So a few alerts come through. Arsenal agree Tierney fee. Looks like that's going to be a definite. Agreed a fee with Celtic over transfer Kieran Tierney. Is on his way to London tonight. Looks set to sign ahead of tomorrow's English Premier League deadline. And we've got Everton seal a Sidibe loan. Monaco right back Jibril Sidibe has joined Everton on a season-long loan. Interesting. And obviously Spurs have now agreed a Lo Celso deal. Not Cancelo, Lo Celso. Expected fee of 55 million.
And who is Lo Celso? Who is that?
Midfielder. Real Betis.
I've never heard. Right, okay. I've never heard of him. I mean, I'm not going to proclaim to be a European expert, but just a quick one. Another hoop. Steve, is Wood a decent option, or would you pick another 6.5? Wood is a very good option. It's just our our fixtures are terrible, and unfortunately, Dyche will not be playing that open football that he's been doing in pre-season. So basically, I would kind of maybe punt on him for game week 1. I'm seriously thinking of punting on Jay Rodriguez for game week 1 only, but it means that I'd have to transfer him out straight away for Wesley for game week 2, and I don't really want to be having a transfer headache, but who knows, you'll never know. But we didn't actually mention that. Well, we did mention it, but we did put out a poll or polls thanks to you in Twitter, on Discord,
Yeah.
regarding who will win the Premier League. Outright winners were Man City. Second were Liverpool. Who we think will finish bottom of the Premier League. Again, a massive outright for Norwich. Surprise performers of the season, the available options were Leicester, Everton, West Ham, Bournemouth. Again, outright winner of Leicester. Top goal scorer this season, most people are going with Salah, and that was a real outright winner here. The closest to that was so he got 32 votes. The nearest next one to that was Aubameyang with only 14. Now moving on to the next subject matter for me and you is who do we think to the Premier League from an FPL perspective? And the guys in Discord had the options of Haller, Pepe, Wesley, Keane, or another, and they've all gone with Pepe, the majority. I have gone also with Pepe and Haller as well. So,
I'm gonna go. I like the look of Pepe. I really do like the look of Pepe, but I mean, for an FPL option that can fit into people's teams around the premiums, I'm going to go with Wesley. I think he's I think he's going to be a great signing, and I think he's going to do well in fantasy football. I really do. I think he's suited. He's suited for the Premier League. He's got the physicality and the lethality for scoring well.
Do you think he could be the next Jimenez?
I don't want to go that far, but I think he's got a potential to be the next Jimenez. Yeah, I think that. Well, yeah, that's the sort of thing it reminds me of. At that price point, I just think that I don't want to tempt any fate, but I expect good things from Wesley, and I'll be very upset if he doesn't.
I think that the stuff that I've seen of Pepe and Haller, just exactly what you just said about Wesley being this strong striker up front for Villa, he's basically their main man. I think Haller for West Ham, the fact they're so attacking and he's going to be the main man for them, I think he's going to feed off them. I mean, what he did last season for Frankfurt, I believe, looked phenomenal. So I think that Haller could be a bargain at 7.5 potentially. At the moment, we've got 137 people watching right now, and all you got to do, guys, if you're enjoying this stream, is hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed and you're enjoying what you're seeing, it's only going to get more and more content, and it's going to get amazing on Friday. And we're going to be taking live calls after the Liverpool game. So we're going to be going to your calls in a minute, but we're going to be taking live calls after the Liverpool game on Friday evening. So
it's going to be a
I highly
meltdown.
recommend hitting that subscribe button.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, it really is.
For those of you who don't know, on Friday we just want to say that I'm going to try and start the stream as early as possible that I can physically get through the door home from work, so basically say hello to the fiance and then get the stream going straight away. Like literally, it's going to be. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button there, Simeon. Thank you ever so much for that. So yeah, I'm going to be streaming on my own with callers coming on, probably in panic mode. We're going to have the timer going down, the red alert timer going down, and we're going to have Steve-O hopefully joining us. Steve-O, what sort of time did you think it was going to be when you'd be roughly joining us on Friday evening?
About 7:30, just to let you guys know that I think during the Liverpool game, I think what would be good is what I used to do in the Torbay Elite Mini League, which is look at the main players in the Mini League itself, and in this case, looking through the Cash Mini League and looking through everybody's teams and basically ripping them apart, because I'm telling you now, me and Jason are going to be all nice and friendly when it comes to rate my teams. Yeah, he's a good pick. He's an excellent, great differential. Excuse me, choking, getting all emotional. Comes to Friday and it's going to be Buna. What have you gone with? I don't know, Sabelos for or more or something. That's just going to play. I don't know, whatever. I think we're going to be ripping into your team, lads, and then I'm going to be rating your teams out of 15. I like doing that. I like to do rate my teams out of 15. So yeah, look out for.
Yeah, and we've just had someone mentioned Cash League. We're going to be taking the Cash League really seriously. Like me and Steve are going to be so competitive on this cash league, and for the guys and maybe girls that are in this cash league, mainly guys, we are going to be literally we're not holding back on talking about your teams and how they perform. We have literally got 23 hours and 30 minutes until the cash league deadline closes at 9. Well, no, just over that. We've got 23 hours and 40 minutes because it closes tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So if you're not in the cash league yet and you're interested in joining it, then you must join Discord if you're not a member already, and inquire in there. There's a channel called Cash League Sign Up. You can sign up for that and you can get entered into it. It's a £10 entry, and by all means, we don't expect or need any more people to take part, but I know a few people have expressed interest in the streams. All we ask is for you to be an active member of the community in Discord, and we'll get you in, and we'll get you in for that prize pool. And the prize pool will be announced on the Friday evening stream once we've got a clear indication of how many people are in the cash league. It's going to be a top 4 prize pool. It's going to have Manager of the Month awards as well, cash rewards for Manager of the Month. And let's not forget as well, we're going to be giving away Elite FPL mugs free to the community team. For the Community League Manager of the Months also.
Absolutely. And Davey FPL, I went in your stream and then I had to come on to stream on mine. Now you stopped streaming, now you're into ours. Welcome, Davey FPL. Unfortunately, now apparently you're going to get bombarded with who to choose. Jesus.
Yeah, Davey, make sure you upload your team before deadline, yeah, so everyone can copy you.
I can't wait for Davey to finish, as he always jokes, 3 millionth in the world, and then just put in the thumbnail, 3 millionth in the world. Wonderful stuff. And no one ever asks for advice again. That's how you do it, Davey. Anyway, on to who you think is an underpriced fantasy football asset this year. And I've got a few here, actually, Jason, of underpriced FPL assets. Be interested to hear what people think in chat. So I've gone with people that are underpriced.
Yeah.
I was going to say Van der Vaart again. Van Dijk, Aubameyang, Lacazette.
Don't go too many because you're gonna name mine, I'm sure.
It's all right. Jota and Jimenez.
Okay.
So who do you think, mate?
Ceballos. Ceballos at 5.5. I think Ceballos at 5.5 is a steal if he's fit. There's obviously doubts that he's probably not going to feature game week 1, but when he's fit, I think Ceballos could definitely be up there. And I think Kevin De Bruyne at 9.5 has been flying under all these FPL managers' radar, thinking, oh yeah, he won't do anything this season. Or maybe they're just like, oh, it's all Sterling. Everyone's looking through the Sterling tinted goggles at the moment. But I have been saying all this week and earlier on, I think Kevin De Bruyne at 9.5, absolutely bargain. And I think he'll do really well.
I like these picks here. Tielemans, Zaha, Kane, Wan-Bissaka at 5.5. I don't think that's underpriced. I think that's priced right, considering he was at Crystal Palace at the time. And I still think even if at United, I think that at 5.5, I think it's just about right.
Paul Gray says Pulisic. I mean, you could say a lot about the whole Chelsea. I mean, the whole of Chelsea's team are quite low priced. I mean, if they do well, I mean, Steve-O thinks they're going to come fourth.
Perez from Gabriel, Resi Dezel, Pogba at 8.5. I don't know about Pulisic. I think 7.5 is about right. And again, I keep saying this. Yeah, okay, he was injured for quite a lot of the Bundesliga season, apparently. But I just look at his stats and I just think, not for me. Not for me anyway. Gee whiz saying Kurt Zuma. Yes, 5 million. That's a bit of a surprise, wasn't it, Jason? Even if he was at Everton, 5 million is very cheap.
And of course, if this David Luiz news is true, last I checked a second ago, I'll see if I can get an update. Arsenal on the verge of Luiz deal. Arsenal on the verge of signing him. Luiz is expected to complete the move on tomorrow morning.
Really?
So if that does happen, that's again, it's another kind of step towards Zuma as being an option, isn't it, Steve-O?
I could, in fact, I'll tell you what. If I'm honest with you, if I was told that Zuma was a guaranteed first choice at Chelsea, which you'd like to think he would be, I'd probably get rid of Wan-Bissaka from the team and bring him in, and then upgrade one of my 4 million defenders and upgrade that to a 4.5. If I'm honest with you, that's what I'd probably do with that money.
What do you think of Cahill for Crystal Palace at 4.5?
I think he's 4.5.
That's what I've just been told. I haven't seen his price, but someone in chat, who is it? Cahill 4.5. We could have
I've seen Matthew.
Yeah,
Matthew as Ashley.
Is he actually 4.5? Let me just double check.
I'll check now. I'll check. I wonder who will get it first. But if he's 4.5,
yeah, he is. He is 4.5. Yeah,
that's really it's a good price for. How old is he now? What, 31, 32, 33? He spent what is it, near enough 10 years almost at Chelsea. He's a very, very good player. I think coming into that Crystal Palace back line should, underneath a defensive manager, you'd like to think should shore them up. You'd like to think with his experience. So I think 4.5 is good. But I think, as Jack Kelly is mentioning, and we've just mentioned, Palace will struggle this year. I think that Palace would be a wait and see. I mean, Hammer Dave making a point. Dunk, if he comes in at 4.5. 4.5 in Leicester. Potentially, yes, I agree with you there. Gee whiz saying you couldn't pay me to take a Palace defender. I don't know. I bet you've got Martin Kelly in your team. There's one. Well, talking of underpriced, what about overpriced FPL assets? And I know there was a lot of people like eyes bulging when they saw certain particular players' prices, but I've gone with a couple of newbies to start with, which is I think this Moise Kean of Everton, price of at 7 million. I just think it's 0.5 too expensive. If I'm honest with you, I think that that's too expensive for a 19-year-old kid. Allaire at 7.5.
Yeah,
I think again 0.5 too expensive for him.
Pepe.
Pereira of Leicester, I think, is also another one. 6 million. I don't think he's worth the money. And you mentioned Chelsea. Alonso, I think 6.5 for somebody that lost his place. His returns were okay last year, but I think for 6.5.
Jimenez.
I think it's 6. Yeah, I mean, who do you think actually overpriced?
Yes. Yes.
Overpriced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is overpriced in terms of like people just now like looking over him because of the money. So like I feel that the FPL game have obviously rightly increased its price. I understand why they've done it, but he's now kind of not being included in many drafts. Obviously, Jota being 6.5 has been preferred, and yeah, I would say Jimenez is 0.5 too much.
For the Wolves, a couple of people in here saying Ramsey, Sinclair, Notorious Nerd, Doherty, yeah.
I mean, Mane's a name that's been mentioned quite a bit. I mean, again, I think it was the Shoutcast last night talking about, like, I think it was them that was saying about if Mane hadn't have been playing in the African Cup of Nations and was fit, would people still not be having them in their drafts come start the season? I think because the price jump from Mane to Salah is so insignificant. I think he's a little bit too much.
Yeah, some people here, Wilson, Boa Rice saying Wilson overpriced. If you look at King, I think it's more the fact the returns. Although I will admit that I think that King is at 6.5, very, very cheap. Zulu Ninja making the point about Harry Wilson at 6 million is 0.5 too much. Yep, I agree. In fact, talking of which, I think McNeil of Burnley, 6 million. A lot of money. I think 5.5 would have been a more appropriate pricing for him. But I think finally, this is the question that I want to ask our callers. So people in chat, people that are in the Discord, get ready, because we're going to take calls on your predictions for the season. you a couple of questions about what you think on the top four, relegation, etc. Some of the key points regarding all things fantasy football when it comes to predicting what will happen this season. But this is the question that I'm most looking forward to asking everybody, which is this. Jason, what are you most looking forward to next season when it comes to FPL? It could be absolutely anything.
Oh.
Well, I'll give you mine.
Well, Steve, you didn't give me this question before the stream. Now you put me on the spot. Okay, go on then. Give me yours.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm most looking forward to, and it's a pretty straightforward answer, really. It's going to be this Discord phone-in. I think this Elite FPL calling that we've set up is going to absolutely blow up. I just cannot wait for the fact that, remember, this time last year, it was basically just me, you and Dan ranting and raving at each other. Now, we're going to be interacting with 60-odd people from the cash mini that we've set up for you guys obviously in the Discord group. And I think it's just going to be absolute chaos, Jason. I just cannot wait for it. I think people are going to hate me, actually.
I think, yeah, the call-ins are going to be great. The Discord community is amazing. We've got Yassine in chat saying about VAR impact. I mean, I hate the suspense that VAR brings. It's just like, oh my God, your heart's thumping, and then all of a sudden, like the decision gets overturned or something. I think it's going to add the added stress to the game for people that are already hidden behind the sofas. I'm talking about you, Brett Mollison. I think
Yes.
people are going to be having palpitations behind the sofa this year. No, I didn't know. I thought you meant in general terms of FPL. What am I excited for?
It could be absolutely anything, but for me, I just personally think for this season, I just cannot wait for this season to unfold with the cash mini. But you can choose anything, yeah, mate. Just go for it.
I think that the main thing for me is the relationships are going to be made and broken in terms of the rivalries and the competitiveness of the community, and that's from an Elite FPL point of view. But as a general rule, I just look forward to just seeing how everything shapes up. And I mean, I can't really be so specific, like things like I think when to play bench boost, and like there was so much disappointment last season when we had the Dunk Duffy and the Brighton Gate scandal, didn't we? And it was just like, will that happen again? Will people wildcard into a bench boost and it completely fail again, or will they learn and adapt their strategy this season? And I mean, I'm just excited to see where we go, and how many community members we will bring along on the journey. Really, it's just going to be incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this season is just going to be absolutely wonderful, and the fact that we get to bring it to quite literally thousands of people.
I just want to say one thing, actually, I just want to say, because I've been thinking, the head-to-head league that Daily Llama has put together, and that was suggested by a community member by the name of Gabriel Ropp in Discord, suggested to me about us doing an Elite FPL head-to-head league, and I didn't consider it up until last night, and I spoke to Daily Llama about it, and Daily Llama was like, yeah, I'll do it, that's fine, because I asked him if he could do it, because I've got tons of stuff going on with the Cash League at the moment, and believe you me, we've got over 100 people now signed up for the Cash League. We've got over 76 people in the Cash League. So as you can imagine, that's an administrative nightmare sometimes, trying to get everyone to pay. But yeah, he's done the head-to-head, and I think the head-to-head is going to add an extra element of this rivalry and suspense.
What's the well, I don't know if you're allowed to. I don't know if Daily Llama was willing to put the exactly Anurag mentioned about him. Yeah, exactly. We were going like, what? Oh, even this is news to me. A head-to-head mini league. Are you allowed to evening Tristan?
I think Steve-O, your internet's going. Your internet's going a bit wonky at the moment, dude. Hopefully, it'll be right back in a minute.
hopefully it'll sort itself out.
Yeah.
But yeah, are we allowed to get the code out there live? Oh, it's in Discord.
It's in Discord.
Right, okay.
Yeah, if you want to get the code, it's in Discord. It's in the head-to-head channel in Discord. It's really obvious. If you're not a part of Discord, join it now. !Discord in chat. It's completely free to join. It's got a great community. I think we've got 500 or almost 500 managers. We're closing in on 500 FPL managers, active FPL managers in the Discord community, and it's a great place to just chill out and talk all things FPL and post your teams and have discussions. We've got a lot of people in the waiting room, Steve-O, by the way.
Yeah. Let's get to calls. Let's talk next season FPL. Like I said, we don't want to be doing rate my teams. We want to just have a bit of fun tonight. We want to talk next season. We'll just ask the questions, and we just want to talk your predictions for next year and as reasonings as to why you are going with your choices. Jason, you can choose whoever you want to be bringing in. Monkey Blast.
He's been waiting.
Nice
He's been waiting for a while. Let's bring in Monkey Blast. Here we go. Monkey Blast. You're live on the FPL Call In with myself, Jason, and Steve-O. Welcome to the show. I hope you've been enjoying the stream so far. And we're talking about the FPL season 1920. What we're looking forward to it. Can you divulge into your thoughts?
Hey guys, I just wanted to say thank you for having me first of all, and looking forward to this year. I'm just trying to see which of the top teams underperform and which of the top 6 teams overperform.
Are there any straight away? Are there any teams that you're thinking straight away which you're thinking could underperform?
I think Chelsea, just because of unproven Lampard. And just to see no transfers in to replace Hazard, so I'm thinking their goal scoring might go down. So I'm interested to see who might help bring that up. And obviously, in terms of defensively, Alonso hasn't been great, so I'm excited to see who will step in for Chelsea defensively to give them the clean sheets. I think really Chelsea's the only one that I'm thinking might underperform. I think United have bought well. Arsenal have strengthened as well. And yeah, I really don't think there's going to be too much drop off between Spurs, City, and Tottenham.
Who do you predict are going to win the Premier League?
I think City are going to win it because they've still strengthened their team even more. They brought in Cancelo now, Angelino to strengthen left back. They still have Mendy, so they have a plethora of depth in defense. But I think they're really going to go for this Champions League this year. And I think they have more than enough squad depth to go on all fronts. In terms of Liverpool, I don't know. I just feel like they haven't strengthened too much. And having won the Champions League, I think the Premier League is going to be their full concentration this year.
Yeah. When we do predictions and everything, does it actually, I'm stating the blinking obvious, but does it actually feed into your actual team selection?
A little bit, but not too much, because most of these predictions that we're doing is on a season-long sort of timeline. And I think that in the start of the Premier League, you can tend to hedge your bets on people that start off hot and sort of tame down as the season goes. So I think the top 4 teams that you can see are Man United, Spurs, Liverpool, and Man City. Those I think you can expect to get points week in, week out. However, if you want to take a shot at, say, Watford or other teams that typically start off hot, then that might be better in terms of fantasy Premier League.
Yeah. For you, off the top of your head, are there any players that you think were underpriced this year that you think are going to go on to big and better things? Most people are saying Kevin De Bruyne, but is there any other players that you're thinking that were underpriced this year?
For me, it has to be Perez on Leicester. Last year in Newcastle, he was the main striker, and this year he's playing second string to Vardy. Obviously not in a bench position, but just behind him is what I'm thinking. So with the likes of Maddison, Tielemans, and even Pereira as a right wing back providing him service, he might be a good option.
While you're on the subject of Perez, can I ask in chat? Can I ask in chat? Put an X in chat if you've got Perez in your draft right now, in your team right now. I'm just interested to know, because for me, he's the standout Leicester option in midfield for me at that price point.
Oh, really? Really? When it's all pouring in, his XXSs, they're all blowing your kisses, Jason.
There we go.
Oh God. I mean, for me, I'm not. For me, if he's playing up front with Jamie Vardy, I think then you've got a bargain on our hands.
Mm-hmm.
However, if he's thrown out on the wing or whatever, could be an absolute waste. And I think Tielemans could be that. In fact, that's somebody that I think is underpriced actually. Tielemans. Cameron Rawcliffe, breaking news here, 144 watching. Let's try and beat our record. I think it was 160, wasn't it, Jason, or something like that? But yeah,
we've had 197, I think.
What today?
No, not today. No,
Oh,
but in the past. But I'm hoping that Friday night could hopefully beat that. Yeah, there's one thing I want to say that like I don't know if you've seen this little graphic I put together, but this season in a nutshell explained in a few second clip. Here we go. There we go, guys. That is going to be this season in a nutshell.
For people that weren't, no, I didn't actually hear anything. What was it, Jason? Or do I have to find out when I rewatch?
You'd have to find out when you rewatch it.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I've just seen it.
Monkey Blast. I mean, the main question, I suppose, is what are you really looking forward to this season?
Well, I'm a Manchester United fan, so I'm trying to see how well we're going to perform. I think as United fans, we're going to be expected to perform well in all competitions, so that puts a little bit of pressure in and a little bit of an obstacle in terms of performing well in the league. Because I think we're going to be wanting to get out of the group stage of the Champions League at least a little bit, and honestly, the Capital One Cup, or I don't even know if it's still called that. And the FA Cup might be our best chances at winning a trophy. So I think Champions League qualification for the next season would be good. But in general, in terms of the Premier League, I'm just hoping for more goals. I think VAR is going to make it interesting, and I don't know why people keep saying there's not going to be more penalties. Every league that's implemented in the first season, there's a massive rise in penalties. Obviously, it drops down in the future years, but I'm excited for that.
John Harris quickly asking Monkey Blast, what are your thoughts on Martial?
Martial. Well, I feel like Rashford is the starting striker for us. Now, I've seen Solskjaer play 4-2-3-1 a lot, which means Martial will play on the left. I think he's definitely going to start. And if we go down a goal against Chelsea, I think he might play as a second striker and move to a 4-4-2, which is a possibility. But Martial tends to start decently well, so I think the first 5 game weeks you can expect a goal or two from him. Fixtures aren't too bad for Martial. So I'm excited for a good season. We really need somebody to start scoring the goals for us, in the forward line, or else we're going to be in a bit of trouble.
Are you? What are your thoughts on Lukaku leaving?
I mean, when I first thought about it, I really did not want Dybala. He's the type of player who has a lot of talent, but I just think he's had pressure his entire career, whether it be with Messi in the Argentinian team, or Ronaldo now, or just the weight of Juventus.
No. Lukaku. What are your thoughts on Lukaku leaving United?
Right. So I was leading into the transfer with Dybala. So I was excited for Lukaku to leave, but I didn't want Dybala back. But I think if we're going to be challenging in all competitions, there's no harm in having Lukaku. He might start a few games, give Rashford and Martial some rest. But, I originally thought, Lukaku is not a problem. His first touch isn't that bad, but he can get the goals. But even that's dried up. And then that may be due to a lack of service. I'm not sure. But, at this point, with less than 24 hours left, we're not going to be able to bring in any major strikers unless we make that deal in the last few hours. So I think we might as well keep him.
I'm hoping for like Angel Gomez and Greenwood to be given decent minutes in the cup competitions, obviously FA Cup, League Cup, and some game time in the Premier League. What's your thoughts on Paul Pogba this season? Do you think he's going to just play to his strengths, or do you think he's going to sulk? Obviously, we know that there's rumours that he wasn't happy at United. How do you see Paul Pogba this season in the United shirt?
I'm a little bit interested, but a little bit worried as well. Primarily, Pogba's stats last season was under that 15-game win streak with Solskjaer. And other than that, he got a few assists and a few goals here and there. So I'm a little bit worried. So if United start well, I think Pogba for $8.5 million, a little bit more than Amora, a little bit less than Son, could be a valuable pick, especially $500,000 more than Everton midfielder. So he could be good, but it all really depends on how United do as a team. If we continue the form that we ended the season with, I think Pogba might be somebody to avoid. But if he can, pick up those assists, because I think early on last season he got a bunch of assists from corners. He himself was in the box scoring a little bit. I'm not sure who's going to be taking our set pieces, so that'll be interesting.
Okay.
Brilliant. Monkey Blast, any final thoughts before we leave you ahead of this FPL season?
I'm just excited to see what Europe does to teams. Like I said, with Liverpool winning it, do they focus more on the league? Wolves now with Europa League, how do they perform? And the teams that don't have Europa League, i.e. Burnley, I'd expect all these teams to do a little bit better. So we'll see how that goes, and definitely VAR. That's going to be a point of contention come the end of Gameweek 1.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you ever so much. Thank you. Right, Steve, I'm just going to recall you on Skype because you've gone small.
Just gone all small, yeah.
All right, so yeah, a team. So in chat, whoa, Anurag says a team of Sterling, Salah, De Bruyne, Elite FPL. I know you're not doing a rating of my team, but check it out. Check it out. There we go. He's back. He's back, guys and girls.
We're back live and big. Well, there was Monkey Blast with his predictions for next season. I think maybe getting LFC Mertz, Jason.
Yeah, absolutely. Just going to quickly load up my FPL team.
Oh, really?
LFC Mertz. Let's bring him in. LFC Mertz, you're live on the Elite FPL call-in with myself, Jason, and Steve-O. Welcome to the show, my friend. I hope you've been watching the stream. You've enjoyed it.
Always catch me. Always as I'm talking.
Mid-conversation with all the other guys in the waiting room. So you guys having a good conversation in there?
Yeah, just talking about our final drafts. I was telling them that on Friday, last second, I might switch it around. I don't know.
Well, there we go.
Is there any way of turning his microphone up, Jason? I can barely hear what he's saying.
Right-click him and turn him up. There's no issues.
Is that my end? Would it? Right,
yeah, just your end. So you, LFC Mert, you obviously heard about my top 4 predictions this season. Yeah. I don't think you'll be too happy with my pick of Tottenham finishing above you, and obviously United just being behind in 4th place. What's your thoughts on the top 4 and Liverpool's potential chances of, getting that title?
Personally, I completely agree with Steve-O's top 4. As I don't know, I see Chelsea being an underdog with top 4. I really don't know why. It's like gut instinct. And with Liverpool, I don't know. I feel like City are getting bored now. They've got this mentality of getting trophies, but Liverpool are going to really focus on the league, despite not signing, barely anyone, really. Yeah.
Okay. So what's your top 4 then?
Liverpool, Man City, Spurs, Chelsea, and the other 2, I'd say Arsenal and then United.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can see that. That's fair enough.
I can tell you're not happy with that, but it's gonna be a fight. You never know for top 4: Chelsea, United, and Arsenal. You can't really predict it, but yeah, that's what I'm predicting.
Fair
Who,
enough.
who
So,
you,
sorry, Stevie, go ahead.
I was just going to say, LFC, who do you think is going to be the top goal scorer this season?
Oof, oh, that's a tough one. But I'd probably have to say Kane, because even with his injury, he got around 18, I'd say. So this season, I feel like he's going to go all guns blazing and fully go for it.
Yeah, I completely agree. Sorry, Jason, you were going to say something.
No, it's fine. No, I was just looking at Colin's comment in chat. Come on, guys, 200 more, and then to 1,500 subscribers, and he captains Kane.
I don't see captaining Kane as a bad thing, to be fair. You never know.
I don't see it being a bad thing. I never said triple captain though. I want to make that clear. I never said that.
A risk.
Anyway,
what are you most looking forward to next season, LFC? Like, just in general, like.
I just feel like it's going to be an unpredictable season. There's going to be an underdog somewhere. Maybe Aston Villa could surprise us with their signings. Wolves, they've got Europa League. Maybe they won't do as well as last season. Leicester looking solid. Bournemouth, maybe. I really don't know. Anything can happen, and that's why the Premier League is as beautiful as it is.
it is. It's a great thing, and this season for me, I don't know. Every season I just get more excited for FPL.
Yeah.
For some weird, and I think this. I don't know. Where do you stand on VAR? We're not going to make it a VAR decision, but just discussion. But do you see VAR in terms of a purely fantasy football, eyesight now? Are you excited to see it, or are you kind of like a little bit like nervous to think that it could?
Well, first and foremost, I think we should all expect injury time to be a lot more than we've ever seen before. And I don't know, I play 5 defenders this season. I'm going for risk, but yellow cards, red cards, penalties, we're going to see a lot more of everything. I hope VAR will be good, because with the right decisions, it will stop teams from getting like screwed over and things like that. So hopefully we'll have a fair season with less complaints.
Excellent. Well, I mean, for Liverpool fans, all Liverpool fans out there, I'm talking without my Man United hat on right now. Last season you lost it by 1 point. It must have been absolute heartbreak, but that was the closest you've been, and I think you haven't invested in that Liverpool team. There's some people, a lot of Liverpool fans are kind of not bothered because it's a strong 11. Are you not a little bit concerned that, like I said, I don't know if you heard me on the stream earlier on, but when I said an injury to Mohamed Salah or even Van Dijk, a lengthy injury 3-4 weeks out could be enough to interrupt and disrupt their title challenge?
Yeah, I'm extremely concerned, to be fair, because on the bounce of winning the Champions League, I was like, all right, now we're going to invest. Now we're going to fully go for the league. I'm waiting. Harvey Elliott, Sepp Vandenberg, Adrian. 3 signings. I don't understand. We don't need a lot, to be fair. We need a backup left back, maybe world-class centre mid. And then there's people saying Oxlade-Chamberlain and Lallana are our new signing. I don't. And then we see the teams around us improving. Like, I'm so jealous right now. United,
Wambisaka. Where's that money being invested?
With Liverpool?
Yeah.
God knows. Probably just putting into the owner's pocket.
I mean, they're making a killing on international merchandise. They're massively supported in Asia, around the world. There's massive support in the States, in the Southern Hemisphere. Africa's a big one as well. There's a lot of money coming into Liverpool. Where's that money going?
Definitely. I feel like there's a lot of things behind closed doors, because this isn't Jurgen Klopp. I'm telling you right now, I don't think this is what Klopp wants, as we could have definitely improved our team heading into the league. I really don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. But any money they got, and money they got for Coutinho as well. Where have they?
Exactly.
It's question marks. I mean, a lot of people aren't asking these questions because of how well Liverpool did last season. We don't know. Obviously, it could be a massive war chest that Jurgen Klopp can open at any moment in time. We've got obviously January, but I mean, I just would think that team, the starting team's amazing, but if there's a few injuries to the key players, I think that could really affect Liverpool's chances of just maybe even finishing top 3.
Thing is with Harry Wilson on loan as well now. If Mane, Salah, if one of them gets injured, what then?
Yeah. I mean, Bo Rees did obviously say Alisson and Van Dijk. I mean, that was great signings for Liverpool. Absolutely.
Definitely.
But if you look at the money that's been, I mean, the new training complex, Noah in chat, Noah quickly saying a training complex, 50 million gone into that. But 50 million isn't, I mean, if you look at worldwide merchandise, you know, you've got the cash coming in from gate receipts and season tickets and the sponsorship deals, and you've got, you know, if you add it all up, it just seems like there's a lack of investment at the moment for Liverpool. That's just my point of view, and I'm sure that you guys have your own opinions on that. But Mert, I mean, is there any final thing you want to say about this season? What you're looking forward to the most? Like,
all I've got to say is there's less than 48 hours till the fantasy football begins, so I just wish everyone good luck in the Elite FPL league, and we're going to see what's going to happen. It's going to be an interesting league.
I think I'm going to need it. I think we've got one day, 21 hours left.
Oh, yeah, you've got your countdown, haven't you?
Yeah, but yeah, cheers for that, Mert.
No worries, it's a pleasure to be on.
Right, take care now.
Alright, take care.
Cheers, dude.
Well,
brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. We've got a few other callers on. We want to try and get on as quick as possible this evening. Obviously, we don't want to be on too late this evening. But we've got we've got some new faces actually. We've got Tornado Gangster. Tornado Gangsters in chat in a waiting room. We've got Vicki, Taj. Let's see if we can get Taj M on there. Taj M, you're live on the FPL Call in with Steve-O and Jason. I hope you enjoyed the show so far. Are you there? Taj, you there? Hello?
Sounded like he was under a bed. You shouldn't be listening. Get Joey and Joey21 on. He's a regular in the Discord.
Joey21, Joey, you're live on the Elite FPL call in with Steve and Jason. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoyed it so far.
Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing? You right?
Yeah, all good.
I was going to turn you up a little bit. You're quite quiet. Have you listened to much of the stream so far?
I haven't. No, I've been in a pub after playing football, and I had a couple of beers, and I literally came into the wait. I haven't been on yet. So.
Okay, so we're talking about things we're excited for in this season, or this FPL season. Obviously, less than 48 hours less than now to the kickoff. Yep. And you know, we've had callers on talking about their personal excitement for the season and what they're looking forward to. Steve has talked about the FPL community as a whole and the Elite FPL podcast. Can I just ask what you're excited for this upcoming FPL season?
I'm really excited with the Discord. I think it's amazing.
Right. Yeah. Have you seen it grow?
Big up. I've been from pretty much the start with Buna added me. I've been friends with Buna for a while. So he added me to the Discord, and I've seen it grow. It's amazing. I love the way that you just can chat to everyone about about your opinions, and then you can take in what you like and not take in what you dislike. So it's just a great way to understand different opinions on FPL, really.
Excellent. I can hear that you're outside. You're walking back from the pub at the moment, so we won't keep you on for too long because your voice is cutting out. But a little bit. It's okay. It's fine. Mobile data and all that jazz. But what do you think of what we were just talking about? Well, you may not have heard actually. So the top 4 teams this season, who do you think will be the top 4 at the end of the year, at the end of the season?
Well, I think City will win the Premier League. I think what Pep's doing is just outstanding, and I think he will take over from Klopp this season. I don't think Liverpool can repeat what they did last season, personally. But I think they could still get second or third. But I think City will be outrun winners.
KDB fully fit.
Exactly. His creativity is second to none. It's probably the best in the world, in my opinion.
And who do you support, Joey? Who do you support again?
I support Inter Milan. My mum's Italian.
Okay, so have you got allegiance with any Premier League club?
I haven't. I just love the way City play, but I'm totally unbiased, and it kind of helps me with FPL, I guess.
But can you agree with me? We can't let Liverpool win it, because if Liverpool win the league, they won't shut up for the next 20 years.
Of course.
If they do.
Of course, yeah. I don't really want Liverpool to win the league either. I prefer I prefer Pep's style of football.
Yeah.
You know, Klopp is just without Milner and Henderson, they wouldn't have won anything last season, in my opinion, because they press so hard, and they're great. The fitness levels are amazing. The pressing is amazing. But Pep has the tactical knowledge that Klopp doesn't have.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree with you, Joey. I'm gonna have to let you go because you're cutting out a bit, but we got most of what you're saying. Thank you ever so much for coming on the show, and I look forward to you.
Worries.
I look forward for you to possibly come on Friday evening if you're available to come on.
I will. Yeah.
And join us in the end of the week meltdown. But take care, Joey, and I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, guys.
Joey there on his way back from the pub just decided that he wanted to tune in, and Steve-O's gone into a small chasm of the corner of the webcam box at the moment. But not to worry, we'll get you back, Steve-O, no worries. So we've got Tornado Gangsters currently in the waiting room. Tornado Gangsters, can you hear me? We're going to see if we can. I think you're new to the stream. He's got himself muted. Tornado Gangsters is muted and deafened, so we're going to give you a few seconds. Mr. Tornado, can you hear me? You're live on the FPL Call.
I'm not new, it's me. Anurag.
Sorry, Anurag. Oh wow, you've changed your name. It was yourself that's changed your name. What's the name Tornado Gangsters then? Is that your team name?
Yeah, it's my team name.
Right.
I posted on the chat. I just changed it to a team name, so it's just easy. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're just waiting for Steve-O to get back into the call. He's having a bit of an issue this evening with his internet for one reason or another.
Hey,
but
Steve-O.
Have you been listening to the podcast? Have you been the general theme has been what are you looking forward to this upcoming season? Who do you think the top 4 teams are going to be?
What?
Who do you think the top 4 teams are going to be?
Oh, you already read mine. It's Liverpool, Man City, Spurs and Arsenal.
Liverpool, Man City, Spurs and Arsenal. Okay, excellent. Steve, are you there?
I've just been speaking to
we got you back, Steve-O. We got you back. But Steve-O, so I read out Anurag. Anurag, you confusing me with your name change. Okay, so another person that agrees with you, Steve-O, that Liverpool are going to finish top of the league. What's going on with all these deluded Liverpool fans? Or Tornado, do you know? Or Anurag, what makes you think that Liverpool are going to win the season?
Well, they won Champions League last year. I just think that they're going to focus more on the league because Champions League. So that's the main reason. And I mean, for me, I'm not dire. I just Liverpool is my Premier League team, but it's not my favorite team. But that's another reason too.
Okay, I accept that. I know they had a great Champions League run in, and I would say that the Champions League is a lot different to the Premier League because obviously over 38 game weeks.
Champions League. I mean, Liverpool.
I mean, on
the opposite team. For me, my actual favorite team that Liverpool beat.
Okay. I mean,
Barcelona.
Well, there we go. So Tornado, what are you looking forward to the most this upcoming season? What are you looking forward to the most?
Well, FPL this coming season will be very interesting with the whole pricing spin factor.
Can you? I think you may be touching your microphone. Have you got headphones on?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
So, basically FPL and how I don't know if FPL like this year with the whole inflation and the prices over so many price increases on many players and stuff.
Do you play around the price increases? Do you send your team around price rises? Do you try to gain
price increases? It's just to figure out the different transfer and then the price increase and everything. It's going to be interesting.
Okay.
And also, I'm this coming season because I'm joining this Elite FPL community, not the cast league, but I joined the head-to-head league and the classic league.
Yeah, the head-to-head league is going to be really interesting.
Playing a little bit more serious. I mean, last year I played it serious, but not as much. But this year I may play it a little bit more serious.
Got to take it seriously when you're in the head-to-head, and obviously now you're on Discord with us. You can gloat and talk about how you're getting on in the head-to-head league as well as the community league we were in as well. But Tornado, we've got a few people to get through. Thank you for coming on. We're going to try and get through as many more people before the end of the show. I hope to speak to you on Friday night if possible. That'd be great, and we can talk about what your final team selection was. But speak to you Friday. Hopefully you're well and good.
Yep.
Cheers now. Thank you. That was Anurag, who's changed his name to Tornado Gangster in Discord. Steve-O, are you there? Steve-O, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Jason. More importantly, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. That's fine. You're half screen, but we can make you out. It's all right. It's just it's just technical issues. You're used to that. It's fine. We've got a few other people in chat here. We've got Buna. Waiting in the waiting room. I don't know why Boona's in the waiting room. If he wants to talk to us, he can talk to us at any time he wants. Hello, Boona. How you doing?
Hello, chaps. Yeah, very good. Thanks. Yourself?
Boona, are you happy to stay with us for the final moments of the podcast? Did you hear my predictions in the top four by any chance earlier on in the stream?
I did. Yeah, you had Spurs second. I love you, Jason.
I know. I mean, I think that Spurs can kick on really well. I think they're going to finish above Liverpool. I think Liverpool are going to struggle to get top spot this season. I think they're going to fall down. Possibly it could be down to a squad depth issue, which I think they've got. It could just be down to, just poor results against teams that you'd expect them to beat. I think that last season they did really well to keep up with City. I think they kind of slightly overperformed, and I think Tottenham this season are going to pip them. So that's be interesting to see if my prediction comes true. I have a horde of Liverpool fans chasing after me wherever I go, but yeah. So Buna, what are you looking forward to? Actually, the first question: what is your top four prediction this season?
I'm actually going for similar. So City, Spurs, Liverpool, and then I said Leicester. But realistically, I think it's going to be one of Chelsea and United, and I'm not sure which one. I'm going to go with United just for the simple fact that they've bought Maguire and Wan-Bissaka.
I just want to get Champions League. I just want to get Champions League. If we can get that fourth place spot, that'd be like Arsenal fans celebrating getting fourth. I'll be celebrating getting fourth.
No, I can see it.
No, it's fine. We'll be on the up. And obviously, I'll win a £10 bet with Dan Bull as well, which is always good. But we're gonna get someone else on as well. But before I do that, I want to ask you the question we've been asking other callers. And what are you most looking forward to in terms of this upcoming season in FPL? Anything. It can be anything.
I'm just looking forward to the banter that's already started in Discord. It's only going to get worse or better, however, which depends on which way you see it. I think the rivalry is going to be crazy.
I think the thing for me next year is, you've just touched upon it, is that we will know whose people's teams are. Game week 1, you cannot change that team. You cannot have a different team every single day for a rate my team. We are going to be officially with those teams, and we are going to be able to then, do the usual thing of like, right, well, if he's got that player, I'm going to try and block him, or I'm going to go differential on this player to catch him and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Do you
think it's a bit too early to do that? But
do you think that the Discord for the community members and for anyone that's not a part of it, please consider joining it? It's a completely new way of interacting with people in FPL universe. Really, do you think that the Discord is going to keep people interested if maybe they don't have the best start to the season? And obviously we've got the head-to-head league, we've got obviously the cash league, we've got the community league. But do you think that having the Discord, having the community there, do you think it's going to keep people actively interested in the game if they don't have, say, a great start and they start to have second thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if anything, the Discord should challenge you to, if you have a bad start, to kind of make that recovery so that, you get those boasting rights afterwards when you can say, look, game week 1, I was 3 millionth in the world, and look at me, I've just finished 50th, So yeah, absolutely. I think it definitely will. So yeah.
Brilliant, absolutely. Let's bring someone in from the waiting list. I know a few people have been waiting quite some time to come in. We tried to get Tajem in earlier, and we'll try one more time. He's been waiting for a little while. I know a few people have been waiting. Tajem, you've been waiting in the waiting list. We tried getting you in earlier on. You're live on the FPL Call in with Stevo, Buna, and myself. Can you hear me? No, he's gone. Rabaz, are you there? Can you hear me? You're live on the Elite FPL Call in.
Oh, hello. Good evening.
Good evening, Rabaz. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Have you been listening? I'm great, thank you. Have you been listening into the stream?
Not the stream. I've been having a discussion in
the waiting room.
Hangout.
In the
waiting room.
Oh, in the waiting room. Yeah, cool. So, Rabaz, remind me, how long have you been a member of the Discord community?
I started listening, I think 1 week ago. Started,
wow. Okay,
participating in the community.
Wow, so that's quite recent then. So we're talking about this upcoming season with obviously what we're looking forward to in this upcoming 2019-20 season. Top 4 predictions. Can I start off by asking you who you think will be top 4 come the end of the season?
Yeah, I think Manchester City will win this year as well. And then Liverpool. Then Arsenal and then Spurs, I think.
Oh, wow.
Arsenal, then Spurs. That's different. Okay. You think that's because of the strong attacking line that Arsenal have got? You're not worried about their potentially leaky defence and that just...
No, it looks like maybe David Luiz is coming, even though he isn't a world beater, but he's decent. And also Tierney from Celtic.
Yeah, that Tierney looks like a done deal, and possibly Luiz as well tomorrow morning will be confirmed if reports are correct. That will obviously boost the Arsenal's defence, and I agree. I agree that it could be enough to get them into a strong finish.
Yeah, and also they were very injury plagued last season in the defence. So if Bellerin is back, and they have a decent backline, I think, and with attack as well, and a good manager.
They have got the ingredients to do well, but we'll have to wait and see if they do keep those clean sheets, like you say. So what's the main thing that you're looking forward to the most, Rabaz, for the FPL 2019-20 season? Could be anything.
For the FPL.
Yeah, just generally, what are you looking forward to the most this season?
I'm looking forward to see if Liverpool can win it this year.
Are you going to be? Has your team got? Is your team got at least one Liverpool attacker in it?
Yeah, it's
Mohamed Salah. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
There's no surprise there. Are you thinking about any other Liverpool attackers, or do you think one's enough?
No, one's enough. Could be Mane, but he's too expensive this year.
Have you doubled up in Liverpool defence?
As of now, I have with Trent and Van Dijk.
Cool, Steve. I noticed there you're listening in. Have you got any questions for Rabaz in chat?
I haven't per se, but what I am looking forward to is the amount of hypocrites that will come onto the Discord and proclaim that they told us to bring in Coleman when everybody brought in Digne after Coleman scores a couple of goals. And, it always seems to happen, doesn't it? On game week 1, you'll have like the random kind of goal scorers. I don't know, like remember when Kante scored, and it'll probably be Jorginho this particular game. We get a penalty versus United. Everybody will be saying, "Oh, I told you should have got Jorginho. We told you he was the penalty taker," but no one listened to me. Why don't you get him in your team then? This is what's going to be happening with me. I'm going to be slating everybody on this when they have the audacity to be coming on live on air and proclaiming.
Steve-O's in battle mode already.
But that's the thing.
Proclaiming that they should have done something when they didn't, because you're speaking rubbish. The majority of people on there, I'm telling you now, are all going to be going with the the template Elite FPL community.
We're gonna be renaming the Elite FPL Call into the Elite FPL Fight Club. That literally is going to be. But Rabaz, it's we're trying to get through all the callers. Is there any final things you want to say before we get the next caller on live?
I just want to say that you guys do an amazing job, and the community is great, and it's almost addictive. Checking the Discord all the time to participate in the good discussions.
I know. I check it at all times during the day. Sometimes I don't even write anything. I just read what's being said. I'm like, God, this is great. Rabaz, whereabouts are you from? I'm detecting an accent.
From Norway, the west coast of Norway.
Right. Have we spoke before?
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay. Another Norwegian on the podcast. Welcome. We've got obviously I've always said that Norway and Scandinavia generally has a very high percentage of managers in the top 50k. So yeah, it's great to have you here. Great to have you part of the community, Rabaz.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's because of the Taco Friday. I don't know if you knew that, but
I don't know about the Taco Friday. No.
That's the winning recipe because Norwegians are good at FPL. It's because of Taco Friday.
Excellent. Well, thank you for that insight. I'll look into it. But Rabaz, hope to speak to you on Friday and before or after the deadline and see how your team's getting on. Cheers there.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Cheers now. Thank you.
Cheers.
Oh, wow, guys. We've got Curtis 3. We've got Chicken Tikka Mosala has been here for a while. Now, that's one Rovers Vlogs. I'm going to bring him in. Yeah. Chicken Tikka Mosala, also known as Charlie Bit My Finger, also known as oneroversvlogs.co.uk/watch my awesome YouTube content.php. Welcome to the stream. You're live with the Fight Club member Steve O, who's getting smaller by the second in his webcam box, and myself, Jason, and FPL Buna. Welcome. And have you been following the stream this evening by any chance?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So we've been talking about things we're looking for, as you know, for top 4. So take it away, Mr. One Rovers Vlogs. What are you predicting the top 4 at the end of the season to be?
I think Man City will win the league, just because they've got better backup. They've actually brought in more quality as well. So yeah, I think they'll win the league, and then Liverpool second. And then Tottenham third, and then fourth. Fourth's a hard one. I'd probably go Arsenal.
Arsenal. Okay, is that for same reason as Rabaz? Because you think that they're strengthening their defence now with potentially David Luiz and obviously Tierney, joining the ranks, and they're obviously attacking. We don't have to talk about their attacking line. It looks deadly.
Their attacks quality.
I mean, I would go as far as saying they've got the second best attack in the league, above Liverpool.
Yeah.
Player for player.
Possibly.
Player for player, I would say that now with that Pepe signing. Obviously, we haven't seen him in the league very early to make judgment on him, but I just think that Arsenal are going to be really attacking. I don't know what to call you, Charlie. What do you what are you looking forward to the most this upcoming FPL season? I've been asking people we've had on the show.
Probably a mixture of a lot of things. Obviously, the Cash Mini League is going to be insane, with obviously all the people involved. Obviously, the new head-to-head league is going to be even more mad because of the amount of people that's also involved. And just seeing, what teams perform, at their best, and what teams, sort of will suffer, like the likes of Chelsea, because obviously not signing anybody and losing Hazard, and really. But there's a lot of things, really. There's a lot of stuff going on this season.
I mean, I could not agree anymore. I think I'm actually quite worried about the Cash Mini League. I've just checked. The Cash Mini League. We've got 109 people signed up now.
Wow.
My days.
And I haven't even checked. PayPal yet. So I would recommend. We probably got about 85 people paid up. So it's going to be really, really tough. And a certain celebrity YouTuber is now entering the ranks as well, who finished really high up last season. So we're having real high competition in the Elite FPL Challenge League and the Community League. Don't even get me started. The Community League was on 15 pages. I will double check now, but the last I saw it was on 15 pages, and I think that is going to be an absolute. That's going to be so tough to get to page 1 on the Community League.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you get to page 1, we're going to be talking about you. We're going to be talking about your team, and we're going to have you on the show. We're going to be having debates, discussions, the highs, the lows. 16 pages now, almost onto 17 pages on the Elite FPL Community League. That's crazy, guys. But we're going to war, says One Life Soccer TV. We're going to war. Absolutely. Steve-O's already banging his war drums at the moment. You wait. The reason he's going to be late on Friday night to get to the stream is not because he's at work. He's saying he's at work, but what he's doing is having his makeup done, ladies and gentlemen. He's having his war paint put on. I actually expect, Steve-O, that you need to find some of this. Yeah, that camo paint and stick it on your face, ready for the deadline, because I think it's going to be no holes barred come deadline.
Guarantee you, come Friday, Steve-O's dressed in a Game of Thrones character.
I'm just looking forward to the amount of people that tune in on Friday night, actually waiting for the game to update to see if I triple captained Harry Kane or not.
Yeah, same as me. I might still triple captain Salah.
Wow, that is balls of steel, my friend. If you do that, absolute courage in epitome of courage there. So one final, anything you would like to say finally before we wrap up with yourself, Charlie, about going forward this year?
Well, one quick question I was going to ask: who's the new celebrity person in the league?
Don't know. You have to wait and see. You have to wait and see.
I can take a random guess. I'm not going to name them, but what we can say is the fact that if they're on YouTube, it means that we can just copy their team, so we can all be at the same rank as them. So that's the main thing.
There we go. Absolutely. So yeah, thank you ever so much. And for those of you who don't know, One Rovers Vlogs is a YouTuber. He's putting out awesome content, and I'm more than happy to give you a shout out, because I thoroughly enjoyed the video you did. And he's gone. But anyway, he's gone. He's left the channel. But yeah, he's putting out some good content, guys. Go check him out. One Rovers Vlogs, active in the YouTube chat, I'd imagine. But we've got Danny B and Vicki here as well. Got Danny B. You're live on the FPL Call-In. You're in the waiting room for quite some time. Welcome to the stream. You're live with myself and Buna and Steve-O. We're talking about all things to look forward to in the upcoming FPL season. Can you hear me first and foremost, Danny B?
Yes, I can. How's it going, guys?
Oh, he's changed his name. It's Dan Ball. How you doing, mate? You right?
Yeah, good.
Someone else has
Happy
changed.
now.
So yeah. We're talking about you. Obviously, you may be annoyed that I didn't include Arsenal in the top 4. That's not because I don't like Arsenal, but when I wrote my top 4 prediction, it was before Tierney was confirmed. And it was also before this obviously this David Luiz malarkey. I don't know if this is 100%, but looks likely that it's going to go ahead. Now this strength in defence is starting to emerge for Arsenal. Where do you see them fitting in the league? What's your top 4, Dan?
Right. Okay. So my top 4 is obviously City and Liverpool. I think that's going to be very close this season. But yeah, City, Liverpool, and then I hate to say it, I know Buna's going to love this, but Spurs, because like I say, Spurs have got a very balanced team, some interesting new signings, new stadium. I hate saying all that, but gotta be honest, but still haven't won anything. But yeah, so Spurs, Spurs. The Audi Cup doesn't count. And then 4th, it is hard. I mean, with us, like, it's great that we're getting Tierney, finally getting him done. It is ironic that I had Louise in one of my drafts, and now we're being linked with signing him. I didn't realise he was 32. It feels like he's younger than that, but he has been around for some time. But yeah, not an amazing defender, a quite inconsistent defender. But it would also be nice to actually take one of Chelsea's main players, because it's always been like, you know, them taking, well, obviously Ashley Cole and stuff. So it would be kind of sweet. But you asked me for my top 4, and I'm kind of stalling now. So I'm gonna say we're gonna get back in it. We're gonna get top 4. Now we got like Pepe, Dini, Ceballos, Lacazette, Aubameyang. We're gonna fly, but we're also gonna be on the end of some quite bad defeats, I think, because our defense
It's
isn't
going to be top
organised.
heavy, yeah. I mean, did you hear me say a few minutes ago? You may or may not have heard me say that I think that Arsenal's attack are only rivaled by one team. That's Man City. I think Arsenal got the second deadliest attack in the league.
I'd agree.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, obviously Liverpool, Man City, and then our attack is excellent. But we've just obviously got to watch out for injuries and everything. Nice to see Welbeck go to Watford. It'll be interesting to see how he does there. But it's just the thing of, if you want to improve the defence, you need to get defenders in early in the pre-season so they can organise the defence. But we're kind of doing it a bit lastminute.com. So I'm a bit, It'll be interesting. There'll be lots of high-scoring games. I think Pepe will settle in quite well. It's going to be tough. I think United are going to do well with the new signings they've got as well. I think they'll improve on last season. What do you think of Lukaku going to Milan?
Yeah,
probably.
It's yeah. I mean, he's made it obvious he wanted. He wasn't happy in the United team, and I've always preferred United bringing youngsters up through the academy where possible, and I think that Gomez and obviously mainly Greenwood could be great options for Ole, to subsidise Martial and Rashford. I think it's a good move forward for both United and for Lukaku, and I'm hoping that there will be a CDM or maybe another attacker that we can get hold of by the end of the transfer deadline. I don't think it's possible, but I'm still holding out a bit of hope. I mean, we're linked with every Tom, Dick and Harry at the moment, but I think that at the end of the day, I think we've got a strong enough squad to go forward, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the chances that the youngsters will get this season under Ole, and like I said earlier on, albeit whether that be limited minutes in the Premier League or whether it be Cup, League and FA Cup minutes, I just think that it's a good time to do it. There's not too much pressure on Ole, and I think we kind of a lot of United fans are expecting it of him.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm quite excited. I've done another draft today, but I already feel like I want to change it. So I've doubled up on Liverpool defence actually.
Okay.
But yeah. So, but it is interesting. I think it'd be interesting to see how Lampard does at Chelsea as well. Obviously, with this transfer ban, Hazard going. I just think because of that and the fact they haven't been able to strengthen so much, they might miss out top 4, possibly. But it's obviously got some very good players. But yeah, I think that might just give us a slight advantage over them, but could be wrong. We'll see.
Well, I mean, I'm really tempting. I think Aubameyang is going to be a key. Well, has got a great chance of being a wild card. A player that people will be bringing on a wild card for an early wild card. I think that Arsenal are going to score big early in the season. And would you agree? Would you think that? Are you looking to bring him in? Or is he in your team at the moment?
Not in my team. I mean, it's been difficult. I've obviously had Kane in my team for quite some time, and then I've just been unhappy because it throws off the balance of your team. Because I've said from the start I want Salah in, obviously Sterling and Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think most people are going to have them in, and then I wanted to get. I've just been greedy and I thought, right, I'll get Kane in as well. But then that kind of throws the balance off. So I've kind of downgraded, so to speak, to Wilson so I can get in, upgrade one of my midfielders. I've got Sigurdsson in. So, but I can see Aubameyang coming in on like the early wild card, to be fair, just depending on how, if he does well, say if he gets a couple of goals at Newcastle, hat-trick against Burnley, no offense, Stevo, but could happen. Yeah, could certainly do well, and he was joint top goal scorer last season, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Excellent. Well, Dan, stay in the chat. We're going to bring in another caller. We've got a few other people before we close the podcast down because it's getting into the over the 2 hour mark now, and my fiance will be home from work in a minute, and I promised that we wouldn't be here still. So we're going to go
Jason?
with
Quick question for Dan. Just wanted to ask him your thoughts on this Louise move. This is random as anything. I did not expect this, but what's your thoughts? Because from my perspective, I actually think he's clearly going to be better than anything you've got at the moment. He is 33. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm really surprised. I mean, my friend's just been updated. He loves the transfers. It's straight away a WhatsApp message, and I'm thinking, what are you on about, David Luiz? And I look on Sky Sports and BBC, and I'm like, oh, actually, bloody hell. I'm not too. I think maybe it just shows how hard it is to get a really good, high-quality centre-back in this transfer market. I mean, United paid top dollar for Maguire. So I guess maybe Emre's thinking, right, at least he's an experienced Premier League centre-back. I'm still of the opinion that I want Lewis Dunk, but I just don't see it happening. Louise, as I said, on Jay's solo on Friday, he's great with free kicks, and he can have. There's a game I think it was against Man City a few seasons ago, when he marked Aguero out the game, and I was watching him. I was thinking, wow, what a quality centre back. And then there's been games, well, ironically against Man City last season, when he was just terrible, awful. And then, let's not forget, obviously, Germany beating Brazil 7-1 that time. So I'm not sure. He's not, for me, he's not the one. But I mean, can forget about Koscielny after what he's done on Twitter. And
that's disappointing, isn't he? He's been a servant for your club for so long, and then for him to act like that, it's very immature, wasn't it? Dan, Steve-O's back, by the way. Steve, you're full screen and everything's all singing and dancing. You're sorted back. So Steve-O's going to ask the questions for the next caller, and that's going to be Curtis J3. Curtis J3, you're muted at the moment. You hopefully can hear myself. You're live on air with Steve-O, Dan, and FPL Buna. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Excellent, cool. So Steve-O's going to ask you a few questions. By the way,
I ain't going to be asking you about the top four. I'm sick to death of hearing Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham, and I don't know who's going to be the other three. I get it. We get it. All right, let's get something different going on the ball here. So I'll go with a random one here. Who do you think is going to be the top assister next season?
I think De Bruyne's a good. Stay fit.
Yeah. Okay. and your top goal scorer?
Top goal. I'm going to go Aubameyang.
And why Aubameyang?
To be fair, maybe Kane, but Arsenal.
Cutting up a bit for me. I don't know if it's anyone else.
Yeah, he's cutting up. Sorry, Jason.
Yeah. Sorry, Curtis, but you're cutting out a little bit, I'm afraid. But I think you were saying Aubameyang is his top scorer, and maybe Kane. He's obviously undecided between the two. I mean, both are expected to do well this season. Let's put Vicki in. Vicki, you're live on the Elite FPL call-in. Welcome.
Hiya, boys. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks. We can hear you crystal clear. We're talking about the upcoming season, what we're excited about, and Steve-O's unhappy about me asking about these top fours. So let me just start by saying then we'll just throw one random question out. So, who do you feel? What team is going to struggle the most, and what manager is most likely to be sacked first?
Good question.
Gonna have to go Norwich.
Norwich.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of goals they conceded in the Championship, I think they're gonna get absolutely hammered.
Weak defence.
Yeah, they score a lot of goals, but the defence in the Premier League are a lot different to the Championship.
Well,
Definitely.
no, I can agree. I mean, it's a big step up for them, and the defenders are going to be not used to the physicality and the skill of the Premier League. So yeah, okay, that's a good point. So what?
They haven't signed anyone either, have they? Really? They haven't really signed strengthened or.
No, they're going with pretty much the same team, aren't they?
I think Pookie will do a job, but.
Yeah, I mean it's a fair shout. He was looking, like I said before the fixtures came out, I was looking at Pookie as a potential punt. Probably could still happen later in the season if he does do well, but not obviously with the fixtures that they have. What are you looking forward to the most in terms of anything FPL related in the upcoming season?
Winning your league.
Winning our league. Yeah.
Got to have some faith.
Winning what, the cash league or winning the community league, or both?
Cash. It's all about the money.
Well, I'm sure if you win the cash league, you're probably going to be up there in the community league, if not winning that. To be fair.
Could you imagine, guys, if someone like Jason last season in the Torbay Elite just runs away with it from game week 1, and we're just we're going to be so bitter. We're going to be so angry at someone winning the cash as well as the open free mini league as well.
Only you, Steve. Only you'll be bitter. But so Vicki, we're just basically now we're closing down. We've got a couple of I think you're the last caller we're going to have on because the other guys have been on the show. Is there anything you want to ask us? The Elite FPL podcast hosts as we close.
I just wanted to show you a team because a lot of people have been saying like
we're not doing rate my teams. But okay.
I've been hearing a lot of people say they can't get 3 premiums. I've done one with 4, and I think it looks quite strong. So, just want your opinion on it. I feel like doing great moves. It's on there anyway.
When did you post it?
Just.
Is he just gone?
He's not happy, lads.
Is he just left? There he is. All right, so he's posted. He's got De Bruyne, Sterling, Salah, and Kane in his team, and he's got Dendoncker as a starting midfielder, which I'm not impressed about, but I understand he has to because of the money. He's got Wan-Bissaka, Dunk, Zinchenko, Robertson. It's a decent team. I mean, it's just, Dunk. It's not going to set the world alight, I don't think. It is what it is. It's just a compromise, isn't it? That team is just a compromise. To have Kane.
Dunker destroys it for me. You can't be playing a 4.5 million. Personally, I wouldn't.
Well, on a minute, lads. He's proclaiming that he's going to win the mini league. So let him have this 3-5-2 whatever.
Oh yeah,
he's
our rival.
4-4-1, 4-5-1 yeah. No,
4-5-1.
4-5-1 yeah.
Yeah.
Let him have that.
It's a shame. It's a shame he left actually, because I wanted to just ask him about a few things about that. But this is towards the end now. We're at the end of the stream. I want to say thank you to all the callers we had on the show, and Buna. In fact, we always appreciate your help. And Dan, now I know you are. Thanks for coming on again. It's like you never left. But no, it's a pleasure, man. And I just wanted it was an interesting discussion about the Arsenal. I mean, you must be excited. You must be excited.
Yeah,
Dan.
I feel excited now. I feel.
Yeah.
Now we got rid of some of the. No offense to Jenkinson, but
the dead weights.
Yeah. Yeah, been good, but I ironically wish him the best. But no, it is exciting. Tierney, Pepe. Yeah. Tomorrow when I wake up, I just want to see us sign a top quality centre back, and then it'll be the best window we've ever had.
Excellent. Want to say thank you to everyone in the community. I've been reading through your messages in chat. Don't think I haven't, because I haven't read them out loud. We've had callers on. Tonight wasn't about the rate my teams. That'll be probably tomorrow night now. And we're going to be previewing game week 1 tomorrow night with all the big fixtures that are going to be coming up. And obviously then we're one day closer to Friday, which is going to be an absolute meltdown. I anticipate a lot of activity in the Discord and a lot of activity hopefully on the podcast in the evening. But yeah, just amazing support as always. We couldn't ask for a better community. We're proud to be representing you guys and having you guys on air. And Steve-O, take it away. Go on, do the admin.
Do the admin. Just one quick exclusive that I am going to be doing a Southern Hemisphere morning call-in tomorrow. For them, it's going to be an late afternoon, early evening. So yeah, join me tomorrow morning at approximately 7 or 8 o'clock UK time in the morning, and I'll be able to do pretty similar what we've done today, really, but just just chat fantasy football, and of course a few rate my teams and everything as we build up to basically Friday evening, as Jason said. But like Jason just said, if you've enjoyed the stream tonight, just hit that like button. Just hit that like button. That's all you got to do, just to show your support, just to say thank you guys, basically. If you're brand new to the stream and you've enjoyed what you've seen, hit that subscribe button. As Jason said, he'll triple Captain Kane. Wink, wink. You can see that now properly. He'll triple Captain Kane. That'll get some clickbaiting going on. Well, I'm sure Alex Bello can get a decent thumbnail for that one there. But no, but in all seriousness, no. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, hit that subscribe button and that notification button, more importantly, for when we do those impromptu live streams, so to speak. Join the Discord group. I'm sure FPL Buna and Daily Alarm can post up the link in there. If not, it's in the description of this video. Twitter at Elite FPL. Join us through that. And of course, other than that, we will see you tomorrow morning / tomorrow evening for the first official Elite FPL podcast, episode 1. For our preview of Game Week 1. Cannot wait for that. That is going to be the history will be back. Steve-O's predictions, tap sport, everything. We'll all have it all tomorrow evening. So looking forward to that. It's going to be fun, Jason.
Absolutely. Bye, guys.
Cheers, guys. Just of interest, whereabouts are you? Not in the world, but are you near like an industrial machine or something? It's very 2 seconds. Just ask a couple of questions. I just need to get the door for a second.
No problem,
this is what happens when you're live.
What's going on?
Not really. I'm waiting to go to gym. What about yourself?
Live on YouTube doing a stream.
Why do you feel that you're constantly changing your team, mate? Is it just there's just so many ideas?
So many ideas, so many different perspectives. I blame Brett Mollison for his 5 at back, because when you see my new team,
wow.
Brighton home, they couldn't buy a goal in the last season.
Well, I don't know. Dan's got Glenn Murray. I think he'll have a word to say about that.
I'm detecting possibly a German accent. I'm probably completely way out. But where are you calling us from?
South Africa.
On the first day, I literally just typed in FPL, like first draft, and yours came up like first. So I thought, I'll watch one of the live streams when it comes on. And then I thought, this is a bit long, isn't it? About 2 hours in. And then 3 hours later, well, an hour later, I was like, yeah, these seem alright, you know. Steven's not that bad.
I have one question for you. I want you to predict the order of the Elite FPL ranking. So, like, who do you think will finish first, second, and third out of y'all three this season?
So it's certainly no disrespect to Dan, but it's certainly going to be between me and Jason. And right now, as it stands, I'd go with Jason because my history suggests that I'm going to be having a bad season.
So I've got the 5 at the back. I just see a lot of value there. I feel like if I don't have Salah, I can spread the money elsewhere and maybe get the points another way.
All the teams now, except for obviously Salah and Sterling, these players, a lot of players are going to change towards the start of the season just because of new transfers, injuries that could happen, and all of that. So for me to tell you now, like personally right now, I'd say definitely if Tammy Abraham or Batshuayi are cheap, I'd get one of them just because I don't care about the Man United. We can score against them at least 2 or 3.
Hey guys, this season we're using Discord. It's a text and voice application where you can talk all things FPL with fellow community members. You can post your team in the Rate My Team, talk in the general chat, you can look at transfer news, look at awesome GIFs, sign up for our Cash Mini League, look at our previous podcasts, and even join us live on air in one of our streams. We look forward to seeing you guys. Link is in the description, or look at the code on screen.